Sonic 3 and Paramount have embarrassed the Walt Disney Company and defeated the Lion King Mufasa brand. But that's not all. No, Disney is now even more humiliated by being community noted on X with a marketing ploy that tried to employ a perhaps devious tactic. Turns out it's not working anymore. Hello folks, welcome back to the channel that is running loop-de-loops around untruths, as is apparently X, where Disney is no longer allowed to claim that they're the biggest movie in the world, when it might be misleading to make the statement. Sonic 3, clearly the dominant force at holiday box offices all over the world, but Disney used a little trick, and that trick did not last long. Valiant Renegade may have played a big part in the change, the community note that landed upon the House of Mouse's ears. We'll explain. You draw near, click the like button, and here we go. All right, here's what we have. It is out of the Walt Disney Studios. It says the #1 movie in the world is hilarious and will take you on an epic adventure. Get tickets for Mufasa, the Lion King, now playing only in theaters. We're going to scroll down quickly so we don't get hit with a claim. And my gosh, this thing keeps changing. Let's see if we can pop it back up again. It's gone again. This is crazy. There's supposed to be a community note here. It keeps popping in and out. Let's see. Does this change it? No.
Oh, I think they got rid of it.
Did Disney get rid of the community note?
I think Disney got rid of the community note. It's now it literally just popped up for me and then disappeared.
I'm share my screen. I still have it.
Okay, go to Vash, pull it up. This is even more tantalizing now. Okay, Vash, read us the community note that was hit on Mufasa the Lion King, claiming to be the #1 movie in the world, and then we'll take a look and see has Disney somehow managed to get rid of this thing, and is that now a new strategy from entertainment companies to make sure they don't get community noted?
That's a decent point here. Community note on this tweet, at least at this time, full context required here. For domestic box office, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 claimed the #1 spot for the December 20 through 22nd weekend. And as I believe Deadline has, $62 million was recorded for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 domestically. However, in the international box office, Mufasa took #1, mainly because Sonic 3 hasn't opened in all international markets yet.
Okay. Let me Vash, don't touch that. We can't lose it. Don't touch your screen. Leave it on the community note and don't touch it lest it go away.
Yes.
I'm going to show everybody. Okay, we're going to go back to me for a moment.
Please.
All right, this is my screen now, folks, and I'm not dark screening it because I'm not emo like Vash is right now. I'm feeling thicker. All right, we're going to hit the refresh button, and I want, if I can pull it up, I've done this several times now. You're going to see something bizarre about this. Here we go. Refresh. Scroll down fast, Pro. Here we go. Look, it's there.
There it is.
Did everybody see that?
Yep.
Wow.
That's what it did for me too.
It's repeatable. You all can do this too if you're watching it. Ooh. Gone. Vash, we're coming back to you now. Something's up. I don't know how they're doing that. I have never seen this before, where a community note will appear and disappear. I've never seen it, but there is a lot at stake for Disney right now because they are making the claim. They're staking everything they have on The Lion King on the idea that it's the biggest movie. And by the way, here on this channel and on Midnight's Edge on Friday, I said this will be the Disney strategy. Folks, if you're in the chat and you heard me say this, type it out. Let's hear it. Let's shout it out. I said Disney will try to claim that this is the #1 movie in the world because they'll use the international markets, despite the fact that Sonic 3 does not release worldwide until Christmas Eve or Christmas. And it's happening. And this community note thing is wild. I don't know how they're doing it. Who wants to take the first stab at this? Because this is something crazy, and we're looking at it for the first time, and we've never seen this before. Imagine if they had this kind of power over with Snow White trailer. Hang on, here we go. Can we get it? And it's gone. See, it's still doing it. This is nuts. Panel, take it away for a minute.
I screenshot of this actually.
Sonic did not just beat Mufasa. Sonic creamed Mufasa. It destroyed Mufasa. It nearly doubled the amount of money that Mufasa made. It's funny because it was believed that domestically, it was predicted that Sonic would pull in about I think 60,000 to 55 to 60 million dollars, and that Mufasa would do 50 million. Mufasa grossly underperformed those projections. I believe it's something like 34, 35 million, while Sonic got over 60 million. So one overperformed, one grossly underperformed. And the thing to keep in mind, to just really hammer in the full-blown shellacking that this was, Disney had almost a full monopoly on the premium theaters, your IMAX, your Dolby, your 4DX. It had a 3D release, all premium ticket prices. That means that could have artificially inflated the box office numbers, where more people could have seen Sonic, but Disney still made more money, and it still lost that big. That is huge and cannot be understated.
Incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just went to see Sonic myself. I just got back actually right before I came here. And I had to see it in one of those smaller theaters. I couldn't, because all the big ones, the IMAX and the Dolby in my theater was both Lion King. And so I had to watch it in one of the kind of smaller theaters, or whatever. But I mean, everybody was in that theater. That theater was packed out. Everybody was jam packed. And then, I don't know how many people were in the Lion King, but I'm assuming, not doing very well, as far as the box office is concerned. Yeah, Sonic trampled them like us. I heard of wildebeest, trampled Mufasa. It's pretty damning for Disney at this point when you start to really sit back and look. This is a prequel to a $1.6 billion movie. And, everybody knew that this movie was coming out and nobody went to see it, at least domestically. Now, internationally, I don't know how Sonic's going to do. I don't know if Sonic plays well overseas. But in this country, in America, Sonic's going to rule the roost every single weekend from now until this thing is done. I don't know if Disney is going to start to change what they're doing with these live action remakes, because the next one's coming up is Snow White. And this has to be bad news for Snow White, that nobody went to see Mufasa, and then I think Lilo and Stitch, people might go check Lilo and Stitch out. But I think the next one that's coming up, this one and the next one, this is just going to be a sour day for Disney all the way around.
Yeah, Derek Pro, I don't know how it was for you guys, or anyone else who might have seen the movie. Mike, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it was the loudest movie theater I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even 100% full. It was louder than Endgame. In the third act, when it hits the climax, the room shook. I mean, it was louder than when Captain America picked up Thor's hammer. That's the level.
Kids went nuts.
Kids were going crazy.
There were three like college age dudes, maybe like 2 or 3 rows ahead of me. When the movie ended, they group hugged. Like, it was a joyful experience for people. And I honestly think it's because no one's had anything to cheer for in the box office since Captain America picked up that hammer.
So let me bring on the man who may have been a part of a community note landing upon the head of Disney. And Valiant, I don't think you are aware yet of what we've discovered. Have you been listening in at all?
I had to step out for a minute. I had a dog sitting at my foot screaming at me to let her out. So
get ready. This is unbelievable. Okay, so there is a community note. It's been there.
Yep.
We've been watching it. Vash has it saved. I'm going to refresh this because look, Valiant, on my screen and on the other screens out there, there is no community note any longer. But
I saw some glitching on that between mine and some of the others. Yeah.
Ready? Scroll down. Community note gone. Did you see it for the split second?
Yep, I did. Yep, it happened over here too. I sent a link. It's still attached to mine. I have a link backstage to my actual post that started it. And then my comments. I have my screen shared. So if you see this, Deception's unreal. Sonic 3 stomping Disney. Nearly 2-1. Blah blah blah. It goes through that, and then you go down here. And then again, 7 hours ago, I had 2 posts because Sonic 3 hasn't opened globally yet. Who were you quoting in this post, Disney? Cast members who you have at gunpoint? I mean, look, 14,000 views on this, and 3,000 views on the other one that came a few minutes before it. And then sometime during my show, because that community note hadn't happened yet until my show was almost done. Like, we had already gone through this. Somebody had community noted it, and somewhere in that interim, and they pulled up the actual data points with IMDb, Box Office Mojo, whatever. That are the numbers. It doesn't matter. But that's the point, is that Disney is now being community noted in real time on X. This is why X is the new media. Trying to, and look, is what they're saying wrong? Is it factually inaccurate? No, it's not. But it is devoid of a lot of relevant context here. And that's exactly what community notes are for. And you can see, like, even on the screen share I have, Endymion came in right after I did. Sonic 3's killing y'all. Krista Nova right there, beep. She's putting up pictures of Sonic and stuff like this. Everybody just rolled in after this. There's Krista Nova. Savvy came in to take a shot. There's our buddy Endymion. He came in to take a shot. I mean, everybody was taking shots at Disney on this one. They're not getting away with it anymore. It's just not.
The panel continues to be an all-star group, the likes of which we have never seen. I want to welcome to the stage now for this breaking news from Film Threat, Mr. Alan Ng. Welcome, sir.
How's it going?
Hey.
I was actually here for the AEW segment. So MJF, Darby Allin, Thunder Rosa.
Alan, let me ask you, because this is breaking.
Alan, you're not an AEW fan, I hope. Right? That would break my heart.
Yeah.
Alan,
yes. Sorry.
So the Mufasa post by Disney was community noted just maybe an hour, 2 hours ago. Something very interesting is happening now. And when we can pull up that original community note, here's the original community note that appeared maybe an hour ago, maybe slightly longer. And it basically gives the full context that Mufasa is only the #1 movie in the world because Sonic has not opened internationally yet. Okay. All right. Now, here's what's strange. Within that amount of time, I'm going to refresh this now. This is my screen. I'm going to refresh this, Alan, so you can see it. We're going to refresh. We're going to scroll down fast so we can get to the community note. Did you see the split second of the community note?
Yeah.
And then it disappears, Alan.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at mine and it's there. The community note is there.
Okay.
So I feel like maybe it's a glitch.
I have it on mine too.
It is on mobile. On mobile, it's there.
Well, I'm on a desktop and I still have it. I'll pull it back up.
Okay.
All right.
I actually
right now for our audience.
There it is.
Hang on. Let's get Valiant's. All right. Valiant has his. All right, folks. Maybe, you know what? All of you with this dark theme, you're all seeing the community note. And here I am with the white screen and it's not working. So we put out a poll.
Because I have a Mac and I'm on Safari. So, it just works.
It just works. It just works.
I have the dark theme on too, Pro, and it's gone for me too.
Okay.
It's not just you.
And you're not on Safari though.
No, I'm on Chrome.
I'm on Brave and it's showing up.
It seems ironic to me that Lion King is being wiped out by Safari. That's too. Oh, anyway, Alan. So I predicted that this would be Disney's strategy. That Disney would claim that they were the winners worldwide, despite the fact that Sonic isn't playing worldwide, and that would be the way they would try to trick their investors and the average Joe out there. Mm-hmm. Alan, you've seen both. Are you surprised at all at how well Sonic 3 performed in comparison to Mufasa?
No, Mufasa at the moment is my worst movie of the year. Sonic, I'll be honest, went in.
Wait a minute, Alan.
Did you remember the first two movies?
Alan, did you see Y2K?
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Did you see Y2K?
Yes, I have.
You're saying, hold on a second.
Yeah, it is worse than Y2K.
Oh my gosh. No. I gotta. That's bad. Yeah. All right, continue on, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying. I I don't remember the first two Sonic movies. I've seen them. We've done live streams after it. I don't remember. Sonic 3, surprisingly good. And a lot of it has to do with Jim Carrey playing a dual role in this.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised it's doing better because I don't know. I mean, kids were people asking for Mufasa? Did we need the prequel?
Nobody cares about Mufasa.
Yeah.
No,
but
I think
they
Simba's
wanted
Pride. If they did the next one, if they went further and did Simba's Pride, maybe. But I don't see anybody being interested in the prequel for Mufasa. Why? You know?
And and we brought this up on our live stream, but if you look at pictures of the live action Mufasa and Simba, how do you tell them apart? This is the problem with these live action animations, especially with the Lion King, is you cannot tell characters apart. In the animated, who Simba is, who Mufasa is. You can, and this one, and then the music. I've said you've got to give Lin-Manuel Miranda a few years to write music, because when he does, he's brilliant, and this music is just god awful.
He doesn't do well under pressure, is what you're saying.
No, and not most do. I mean, Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz did Disenchanted, and I can guarantee you they weren't given enough time, and that music in that was awful.
So terrible in comparison to the original Enchanted. Go ahead, Valiant.
No, I was going to say, Alan, let me ask you this, because I've really thought about this. And to me, I mean, I know there's a lot of problems with the talent drain, the brain drain that's been at Disney. You guys at Film Thread have covered this exquisitely for the last year, at least, with the Disney files. But I think maybe part of the other thing is that this concept of quote-unquote live-action remake, because they're not really live-action. This is just enhanced CGI.
Yeah, photorealistic animation.
Yeah, photorealistic animation, to which Barry Jenkins, the guy who did this movie, even came out and seemingly distanced himself big time.
The direction is exceptionally awful.
And he's like, I've never done a movie like this before, and doing this type of movie is absolutely not my thing.
Yep.
But I was happy to take the $10 million check from Disney. But it's like, I'm like, wow, how bad does this have to be? But it seems to me that people have just brushed this off. Like when The Lion King came out in 2019, it was still somewhat novel, right? You had The Jungle Book, which Favreau also did. You had The Lion King, which Favreau did. And those each did, Jungle Book not as well, but was very respectable in terms of a box office, especially if you adjust it up for 2024 ticket prices. But The Lion King was gangbusters.
Over a billion.
But since then, we've gotten
1.6 billion.
Yeah.
And Aladdin made $1 billion.
But
so they
since
had
then,
some juice.
Look at the live action stuff that Disney has pumped out since then of classic animated titles that were so beloved. Mulan was trash, and that went straight to Disney Plus. And then we had, The Little Mermaid, which was terrible. Like, all they had to do was take the 1989 blockbuster that was a multi-billion-dollar franchise over the next 2 or 3 decades with merchandise sales. All they had to do was literally remake that same 89 minutes shot for shot. They could have phoned it in with a shot-for-shot remake, and it would have made Barbie money. But they didn't do it. They added 45 minutes to it. They changed a whole bunch of stuff. I've said before, Halle Bailey, it seems like a very sweet young lady. She has the bubbly personality that fits Ariel, but visually they didn't make her look like Ariel, and that was a disconnect. So I think people at this point, Alan, do you think that people are just kind of automatically repulsed by these remakes? They're already saying, it's going to be trash.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could have done these better. But I will tell you my theory from the very beginning after Cinderella was it felt like these live action remakes exist to correct Walt, to update his old out of date.
Good point.
At least with Cinderella, you had Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, but it was for the most part, it was a straight retelling of.
Yeah, it was.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
And you have Kenneth Branagh in there, who quite frankly nailed it with Thor. So, but that's the only one, and that one came after Maleficent. which was basically Wicked for Sleeping Beauty.
That perfectly said, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Let's go ahead and hop to super chats. Alan, did you want to finish that point out before we do?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing about Disney's confidence in Mufasa. It's award season, and we just submitted. I'm part of the Critics' Choice Association. We submitted our nominations for the year. Disney did not submit Mufasa and its Lin-Manuel Miranda soundtrack to the Golden Globes or the Critics' Choice Awards.
Oh,
So that just shows you their confidence in this movie, that it wasn't worth spending the money doing an awards campaign for it.
So they didn't even submit, like, not even anything for Barry Jenkins.
Even if we wanted to nominate it, we couldn't because they didn't submit it.
God.
Remember too, the guy who had the great idea of having a Lion King cinematic universe or something on the scale of Star Wars, well, they fired that guy. So that tells you the confidence that they had in this going forward.
By the way, let me just,
That's usually a bad conversation. Okay, guys, I got a great idea. Let's do what Kathleen Kennedy did. Who's with me?
With CGI lions. It'll work great.
When you've got you know, like when you look at the reviews from Mufasa, the terrible reviews from Mufasa, they all have this one thing in common. They're all like, oh, but we love Barry Jenkins. Barry Jenkins, great. For some reason, this guy is like protected by Hollywood. Like they all have to specify the movie was great, but I mean, the movie was terrible, but the guy that made it, he's great. Like, I don't know. I feel like the guy that made it might not be so great if the movie's not great.
I've noticed that as well. They are desperate to make sure that the blame is not put on Barry Jenkins. Folks, it's time to bid you adieu, but we hope that you will help us anew, and that is, we're only asking you click that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. And oh, by the way, have you gone the way of thatparkplace.com? www.thatparkplace.com. It's the website that if you're not yet bookmarked to, well, you should be. A bastion of truth and knowledge when it comes to entertainment and everything that's going on. Go check it out today, folks. We would love to have you over there as well. All right, we are getting ready to head out, but do not fret, for we will put out 4 more videos tomorrow, so long as the good Lord allows. And we believe that probably, just might, happen. All right, until the next time we get to share time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.